Hey everybody, Jim here, and as you can see in Akiba once again on this really nice day, kind of overcast, but what can you do? Always a nice day when you're in Akiba looking for some video games, which is what we're going to be doing today at Retro Game Camp, which is a fun enough store to go through. I think they have the highest prices in town as we take a look at these little bins they have out front with really cheap cartridges in them. As you can see, like Seiken Densetsu 2 for 30 yen. That's, I don't know if it's, guaranteed to work or anything. You might need to clean it up a little bit. But all this stuff out here basically to catch your attention and make you want to go inside and see what they got. As you can see, they got a sign here in English, so they know their audience. But yeah, so they got all this stuff set up out in front, all these loose cartridges, and well, I'm gonna say this about Retro Game Camp. Also some Street Fighter 2 if you want to sit down and have a game. You're more than welcome. I'll say this about Retro Game Camp is that they might have the highest prices typically of any shop in town. The secret to shopping here though is look for games that are marked as being half off. We're gonna see that when we go inside the store. Some games they do mark as being half off, so usually if something's half off, that's about a price I'd be willing to pay for it. But as you can see here, yeah, lots of cheap little Famicom and Super Famicom cartridges and things like this, Super Butoden and Donkey Kong Country or Super Donkey Kong. Really common stuff that doesn't cost much, so that's how they hook you. You look at that and you go, oh, that looks nice. But, as you can see, they do have like a great selection. I'm not going to argue that. They have just this immense amount of video games, so that's always nice. One of the things we can take a look at, though, here, you can see these stickers that say 2020 battery exchange. All of these cartridges, for all these games that you can save your data on, they have put new batteries in them. That way, they're guaranteed to, they'll work and you can save your progress and everything. But we're looking at all these cartridges, and as you can see here, some of them are marked as being 50% off. Like this Yoshi's Island, it's 50% off, putting it at 600 yen, which is less than $6. So see, that's not like so bad. That's not criminal. Yoshi's Island for $6. It's pretty good. So $12 I would definitely not pay for a loose Yoshi's Island, but $6 I could see that. Super Donkey Kong 2, so you half that, it's like $4 for that. And that's okay. So yeah, if you dig around for carts that are marked as being 50% off, you can maybe get something kind of decent. Rockman 7, that's I guess maybe closer to like $9 when you cut that in half, which I've seen it go for more, so that's okay. And here we have a case. You know the deal with the cases. That's money, 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 money. The Ted DiBiase song. So these are all, in really great condition. For sure, complete games. They got Macross in there and like Sonic Blast Man 2 and some other really cool stuff. And then here, the case where in front of the register, I believe. Or not, I don't know. I don't know this, but anyway, loose cards that are also pretty expensive. They got Phalanx in there and like Iron Commando. You can see Battle Toads and Akumajo Densetsu, aka Castlevania 3, my favorite of the 8-bit Castlevania games. And more. So they have lots and lots of loose cards. No shortage of those to have a look through. Gundam Wing Endless Duel. What a fantastic game. They've got that going for 20 something, like maybe like $23, something like that. Which is, I know the complete copies of it can be quite a lot. They're like $60. And we've got our Rockman games here. Rockman 5 complete, 4,200 units, like $40. Actually my favorite of the 8-bit Rockman games. Mario Bros, Super Mario 3, and lots of other stuff. So we got all of our boxed Famicom stuff here, including our Dragon Quest games. That's nice. Final Fantasy. Also, I think I've I'm almost certain I've mentioned this before. As we take a look at some more games, Gradius on the Famicom, great game. You can see their little grading labels on the front. So when you buy a complete game, it'll have a little slip of paper on the front with A, B, and C, and it tells you the condition of the cartridge, the manual, and the box. And if there is no manual inside, it'll also tell you that. So I do appreciate that as we look at some very lovely N64 games. Snowboard Kids and Yoshi's Island 2 and all that good stuff. Banjo-Kazooie. Zelda is 50% off, so that brings it down to about I don't know, $7. $7 for a loose Ocarina of Time. And more loose games here. Super Famicom. There's Valis and Muscle Bomber, aka Saturday Night Slam Masters. You decide which is the better title, the more homoerotic. Is it Muscle Bomber or Saturday Night Slam Masters? Famicom disc games, including this one, Dirty Pair, which is kind of a fun little side-scrolling action game for the Famicom disc system, which I own a copy of. It's not great, but it's pretty cool just that there's a Dirty Pair game, because I am a fan of Dirty Pair. But there's Castlevania 2, there's Kamen Rider, there's all kinds of really cool stuff for the Famicom disc system, actually. And we've got kind of the prerequisite stuff, boxed games, like 1580 for Mario All-Stars, and these are also marked as having their batteries exchanged, so they have new batteries in them, which is nice. And that's a nice service rendered by this shop. That's just one of the things. They also do AV modding on Famicoms and stuff. They do some pretty cool stuff in here. Puyo Puyo Remix for $9.80 with everything in B condition. Puyo Puyo 2 Remix. Great game. Any Puyo Puyo puzzle game is going to be great. Any Puyo Puyos or Kirby's Avalanche, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Those are always cool. Twinbee Rainbow Bell Adventure. I really like this game. A lot of fun. Super colorful graphics. And kind of reminiscent gameplay of Rocket Knight Adventure, actually. It's a really great one. That one did not get a release in North America, but I believe it was released in PAL regions. Tetris Battle Gaiden, my favorite Tetris game. Super fun, super competitive puzzle game. Very, very good stuff. Tetris Battle Gaiden, that's a great one, and one that's, especially if you find it loose, it's pretty cheap these days. So that's one of my recommended games. All this stuff, Ultra Core. This is a game I love. I picked it up a few months ago, and just really great game. I'm definitely going to do some in-depth coverage on that eventually, but all that kind of indie stuff, reproductions and all that stuff is over there. And we got a lot more loose Famicom stuff. Our Konami shooters up there, the Proteus and Gradius, Salamander, our Dragon Quest games. All kinds of stuff. I like that. I like when games are grouped together by either, some kind of theme, developer, genre, things like that. And also, it's nice that they label games as being like action games, RPGs, puzzle and stuff. Because if you're looking for things that you're not too familiar with, it's nice to at least know like the genre. If you're picking up like these Japanese titles that you don't necessarily know what you're getting into. So we were leaving from here, and I was gonna go. I didn't feel like going upstairs. I was gonna go over to the dungeon, but oh my god. The dungeon is not in operation right now, so we're not going to be able to do the dungeon right now. So hey, while we're here, screw it. We'll go ahead and head upstairs, have a look around. Really, I was in here looking more for like Famicom and Super Famicom, but since we're going to go upstairs is where you can see it on the steps here. You'll find GameCube, PlayStation, Saturn, Dreamcast, all that good stuff. Stuff I obviously like a lot, but these typically you'll never find them marked as being half off, unfortunately. As we come to the PC Engine section, right at the top of the stairs, lots of PC Engine games and some consoles for sale, and including this one here, but they're selling for $35.8, which I paid like $100 less for at Surugaya. So yeah, that's pretty steep stuff. But you can see they do have a pretty cool selection of games here, both HuCard and CD games. Uh-oh. They are out of copies of FX Uniyuki. Sorry, Maru, get on it. I don't know, give them a call? I don't know. Kaizu Shojin Shubiban Man 3, which I think the second game is called Shockman on the PC Engine. This is a pretty fun game, though, on the PC Engine CD, and it's marked as new. It is factory sealed. So that's another thing. Game Camp does carry a number of factory sealed games, which I don't have any use for. As we look at Mega Drive games, which, generally speaking, like, you go to any shop, Mega Drive games are going to be kind of pricey compared to other things. But in here, it's over $30, almost $40 for a copy of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's just like the most common game ever on Mega Drive. Some Garo Densetsu, aka Fatal Fury. So you can see they have a pretty cool selection of games. They got the essentials. They got your Sonic games and all that, and they've got some Street Fighter and Super Street Fighter 2. I like the cover of because it's got the the anime character designs and everything. So that's very cool. So they have like a good selection here. Samurai Spirits for $24.80. I guess that's not too bad for a complete Samurai Spirits. So yeah, decent selection. It's just that Mega Drive games, I guess in particular, can be quite pricey. As we carry on to older, some, like a Neo Geo Gold system here. Expensive stuff, very expensive stuff. Just a handful of Neo Geo CD games. Neo Geo CD Special, which isn't even really a game per se. So they have some Neo Geo CD games here. Nothing too... I mean, I like Fighter's History Dynamite, that's cool. But most of what they had was like Super Sidekicks and stuff like that. ADK World. So nothing that really knocked my socks off in terms of Neo Geo CD games. But we come up on the Dreamcast section, which is always a delight for me. Anytime I can dig through some Dreamcast games, I will. So we got JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, $3,600 for a complete copy with spine card and everything. That's a bit expensive. Well, I think I've said that already. Street Fighter 3 Double Impact, $27.80. Yeah, the prices in here are higher than you'll find in other places. That's why I come here strictly, usually for just loose carts, and specifically the loose carts that are marked as 50% off. We've got some cool stuff here. Power Stone, $26.80. Again, that's way too much for that. I think I got mine for like $5 at a book off. So hey, what can you do? But hey, if anything, there's pleasure in just digging through as we find factory sealed dating sim games. All right. If I played dating sim games at all, I might be happy about that. The Capcom, like arcade classics, those are always cool. But yeah, there's this pleasure to be had, I guess, in just digging around for games. Also, very tight squeeze in this shop, on this floor in particular. But it's really tight in here, especially for me. I'm 6'1", I go about 200 pounds, and I usually have a backpack with me as well when I'm out on my hunting trips. We have got some Rival Schools 2, and kind of the greatest hits case. It's like 26 something. But that is a great, basically update to the original Rival Schools. So that's pretty cool. Super Adventure Rockman, the FMV Rockman game. It's complete, and it's around 30, I don't know, maybe 30 some odd bucks. Pretty cool game. Super Adventure Rockman. I covered that so long ago. Biohazard, $21.80. So actually, their Biohazard games are priced about the same as Super Potato. So if you want to pick up Biohazard games, the cheapest places, at least in Akiba, to go to are definitely Surugaya. They have them for like half that price. And yeah, as we have a look down the aisles, like it's a tight fit. If you could see me here, you'd see me like really pulling my arms in. But anyway, that's a quick look through here. I did pick up some of the half-off titles that are going to be going out to some deserving viewers over on Patreon. But anyway, hope you enjoyed having a look around in Retro Game Camp today. Couldn't go into the dungeon, but that's okay. Dug around, looked at some cool games. had a nice time anyway here in Akihabara. So thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.